What do you think is eating white working class Americans?
Well, that they're getting such a raw deal. They have been forgotten.
So they've been forgotten. What else? I mean, like if you had
Well,
to,
marginalized too about, well, you're racist and, you know, um, you're uneducated. You can't possibly understand anything about the world. It's just really insulting and arrogant.
why did you want to create Roseanne in the first place?
I remember when I was a little girl watching television and wondering how come I didn't see anybody that was like me or my family or my neighbors. Or I wondered why uh, I didn't see that. And I always thought, well, when I grow up, that's what I'm going to do.
In fact, when you were little and when I was little, sort of the TV families were like Father Knows Best, and
Right,
the moms were like Donna Reed.
right. And I was like, oh, come on. I knew I was just a really little girl. What are they? Who are these people? I know nobody like that. None of my friends' families were like that either. But, and the men were nothing like the men in my family either. Like, none of the men ever had big beer guts and sat around in their underwear with socks with garters on it. I mean, they were always in suits. It was just like, what are they doing?
And you were like, this is not real.
Yeah, I didn't think it was real, and I thought, boy, there's a hole for me if I get in there and I can do this and that, and I thought people would like it.
And so much of your life was reflected in that show. I mean, you didn't have to do a lot of homework to portray Roseanne Connor, did you?
No, I didn't have to do a lot.
So in many ways, you kind of became the poster woman for the working class gal.
Yeah, well, I did all that, I mean, I had those jobs. I was a motel maid. I got paid minimum wage at that time, which was $1.75 an hour. And, I lived in a car. I slept in a cave.
In a cave?
Yeah, I slept in a cave in the mountains. I couldn't afford rent. Lived in a parked car for a while on people's couches. I worked really hard all my life. She was good too.
Now it seems that working class people don't get much respect in our culture.
Yeah, and it also seems that there's a lot of kicking them when they're down too, which makes me mad. But
Why do you think that is, Roseanne?
there's just an arrogance and the stench of big privilege,
What do you think Hollywood doesn't get when it comes to portraying families like the Connors?
I don't think Hollywood gets anything about class at all. And like I say, because a lot of people, though they came from a working class background in Hollywood, it's something that you overcome or that you should be ashamed of. And they always say lower class, which always makes me mad, instead of working class. Because we're blind to class in America. We're not supposed to notice it. It's supposed to not exist because we're all about equality. But this is a very class-based culture. They always try to second-guess people in the flyover areas, because they're very elitist and somewhat arrogant.
But how does that cultural condescension, Roseanne, make people feel who are kind of working class Americans?
It pisses people off. The assumption that you're less or that you're ignorant or that you're a bigot and that you're just, stupid.
A lot of liberals, Roseanne, just cannot understand why white working class Americans can support Donald Trump given some of the things he has said.
Right.
But he really goes above and beyond when it comes to saying offensive things.
He says those kind of things, and that's the way real people talk. When you're with people and you're talking about politics, That's how you are.
So he reminds them of themselves.
Yeah, he seems like somebody that, you know, they call him the, what do they call him? The blue collar billionaire. He's got a lot of blue collar in there. And that's what people like.
What do you think is the solution to bringing Americans together, to sort of dialing back the hate, lowering the temperature in this country?
And we have to talk to each other. We have to solve problems. We all want to solve the same problems. We just have different ideas of how to do it. That's all it is.